Today we're looking at the Dr. Gwaddy fig. I have one here in a 15-gallon pot. The variety is said to have been brought from the Middle East by an Israeli doctor and then grown in northern Alabama from where it spread. It's also said to be fairly cold hardy. I don't know what northern Alabama weather is like, but apparently it can survive there without any protection. I'm in zone 9B myself, so I can't really speak to cold hardiness. The plant is only in its second year for me and has grown with good vigor. You can see it's fairly well branched and has nice thick wood. It's also quite productive. You can see some nice clusters of fruit around the tree, but what you see here today is actually only a fraction of what the plant produced. The birds and I have had a good share of this season's crop already. The leaves aren't very specific. You can see some examples here. They're fairly consistent throughout the plant, but not one that I would recognize from a distance. I should have a few pieces of ripe fruit on the tree today, so let's pick them and see what they look like inside. Here are the 3 figs that I've picked today. This one weighs 53 grams, while the other 2 are 44 grams each. Altogether, I'd say Dr. Gwaddy is a large size fig for my climate, as the average weight is approaching that 50-gram mark. The color is fairly consistent all around. It's a light green with some yellow poking through. And that tends to be a favorable color for keeping the birds less interested. But as you can see by this peck mark here, it's not foolproof. They'll still go after them. The eyes tend to be fairly small for this size of fig, and that's a good characteristic, especially in humid and rainy places. The figs feel a little firmer to the touch than I'm used to. Maybe this one over here is probably the most ripe and it feels the softest. But that's something I've had trouble with, is finding the right sweet spot to pick these. I've actually had some that will still feel firm on the branch but end up falling off before I pick them. So definitely a learning curve to finding the right time to pick this fig. Yeah, the other one is fairly similar. It's on the firmer side compared to what I'm used to, so I'm sure we'll see some differences in both interior color and maybe taste depending on how ripe they are. All right, let's cut them open and see what they look like. Here are the 3 figs cut open. The most ripe one is in the front here, and you can see it has a nice amber color with some redness in there as well. Hopefully the camera is picking that up. If I pick up the other ones, they're actually very similar. You can still see that amber color and some reds towards the middle. I'm sure that the cooler temperatures and cooler climates will bring out more of those red colors than I'm getting in my climate. But yeah, between the 3, fairly consistent color. I'm going to try this one and see what it tastes like. All right, so it's good, but it's maybe getting to a point where it's a little more ripe than I would like. The texture is getting a little bit gelatinous and the flavor is turning with it. So I'm going to try another piece here and then come back with the description. That was good and in line with other figs that I've picked off the same tree. Dr. Gwaddy is a honey fig and flavor profile. What comes through is a light sweetness, kind of a mild, refreshing flavor. And it's a little bit reminiscent of a honeydew melon. So if you like those, this would probably be up your alley. I do enjoy it myself, but there isn't any real intense flavors to it. So I'm going to have a hard time putting it on a top 5 or top 10 sort of list on flavor alone. What it does have going for it, though, is that it produces a lot of figs, and the figs are of a good size. So if you were weighing between, getting one very intense berry fig in your season or lots and lots of these, I would always opt for the latter option. It is also said to have good cold hardiness properties and maybe some rain resistance as well. I can't independently vouch for those, but those could all be very good reasons to collect this fig. All right, I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching.